Alright, so we're here, we're going to watch a short cutscene before we get the game started, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of what's been going on before here.
Think these things got to Chris and Jessica?
I hope not.
Hey, no one's saying Chris is dead.
Alright, then let's find him already.
Alright, so as I alluded to a little bit, we have Jill Valentine, our hero, our heroine here, of Resident Evil Relations. What we're going to be doing is trying to track down our missing partner, Chris Redfield, who you guys might remember from some of the other RE games, RE1. He's in Code Veronica very shortly, and RE5, of course, and RE6.
You if I pick up Chris's trail.
Get a little bit zoom here. So there we have Chris. Chris is actually captured right now. It's kind of hard to tell from what you hear, but you get a little bit of extra stuff before once you get to the actual game out released for you guys. We're actually on a cruise ship called the Queen Zenobia.
Chris, but he's trapped
so that's one thing RE Revelations is trying to do a little bit different than some of the REs you might have played more recently. We're trying to bring back the dark, creepy corridors. We're not going to be driving motorcycles or over helicopters and stuff like that. This is definitely, as you can kind of see, like really dark, murky atmosphere. You're going to be going through really cramped corridors, not so much ammo. New creepy, like we call them ooze monsters. There's a new virus strain that's been unleashed on the world. We have the T-Abyss virus. It's more water-based because you are on water in this cruise ship. So that means the enemies are more gelatinous. If you see this kind of gooey, nasty stuff going on the floor down here, that stuff could pop up at just about any time and kind of materialize into a monster, so you got to be really careful. And again here, not much light, not much ammo, really atmospheric. You guys have better audio than I do, but you hear a lot of like the faucets going off, all the creaking and dripping and... The sound of me being eaten alive. Alright, there we go. You can see they kind of like go back into the drains, and sometimes they'll pop up back again later. But there's a lot of little like niche crevasses here. It's like you gotta really check to make sure there's no guys behind you, because they will pop up. This game is meant to scare you. So one thing we kept hearing from fans with Resident Evil recently is like, you know, it's a fun game, it's an action game, and you know, it hasn't scared me in a long time. So this game, we're really going back there and just back to the roots and trying to, you know, get people to jump out of their chair. That first moment when you were playing RE1, when the dog jumped through the window kind of thing, like that kind of scares. So, one thing that's a little bit different than this game, prior to, you know, maybe your RE6s or RE Raccoon Cities, is this one's a bit more open. It's not linear, so once you get probably maybe halfway through the game, you're going to be walking around this giant Queen Zenobia ship. Most of it will be open. There's not going to be a lot telling you where you need to go. It'll be more story-based, so you need to like really find events like this to like figure out where you're going and what's been going on. So here we have, that was actually one of our partners, Rachel. Unfortunately, just got smacked from the news monster. And now she's being eaten, of course. But these guys, the ooze, they really don't move in a very nice way. They kind of like doing this like electric boogaloo slide that's really hard to hit when you're shooting them in the head. Oh god. You can see I'm almost out of ammo already. So another thing that was a little bit what we added in here that was actually in the 3DS version that we wanted to keep was it's a dodge mechanic. So a lot of the times in the game you'll actually be disempowered to a level where you actually won't have a weapon anymore. So you'll need to learn how to get through the halls filled with monsters and ooze things while people are actually trying to kill you without any ammo or any weapons. So kind of hard to pull off, but you'll hit the A button, or sorry, the up arrow at key times when the guys are attacking you. You'll actually evade, get out of there just fine. So here we have Rachel. There's nothing left to identify her. She was a member of our crew, but let's see what the Genesis can tell me. So the Genesis scanner is another thing that's new to RE Revelations. So in this one, this is the Xbox version. It's going to be the left bumper. You can kind of scan around the room. You can see something that might not have been there before, but this didn't look like anything was there. You pull up the Genesis scanner and pull the trigger. Essentially what that's going to do is scan and find things in the background. So now you see a little shiny over there. And all of a sudden I had 10 more bullets. So what you're going to find key items like keys, you're going to find crests, hidden puzzle pieces, and then obviously herbs and ammo to keep you alive. So, but in this case, she was one of our crewmates, and she does have a key right here, which is definitely necessary to keep things going here. The crew quarters key. And more bullets for my trouble.
Parker, I couldn't find anything out on the woman.
But yeah, the rest
but
of the story is essentially we're trying to find Chris and his partner Jessica. A little bit later past this demo, you'll get into a little bit more, but we're kind of wrapped up not only in that, but we're wrapped in this terrorist conspiracy. Because this is the first place to be really seeing these, we call them ooze monsters, as you see them oozing into the floor here, popping up anywhere. So there is a terrorist group called Veltro that's kind of pulling the strings from above, and you'll get to know them a little bit later, but just kind of a preface. So here you have now one of the keys, able to access some more rooms of the ship. Sometimes there's nice stuff in here, sometimes there's not. Right now I got some ammo, which is nice. And again, I might have been exploring back here. This guy would have popped up behind me and eaten like that. There's a good example of me using a dodge accidentally because I'm not that good at this game. I need to get out of here. So again, you kind of see that cramped corridors. There is no real run to this, so a lot of the times you're going to be in these nasty, like, dreary corridors. One thing people ask is, where's my run button? I want to sprint, I want to dash. A lot of the times it's like, this is as fast as you're going to go, this is as fast as you'll need to go. Because a lot of times if you get moving too quickly, you'll start tripping over stuff, so we decided to keep the run out of this version. You're going to be running into too many stuff like these guys just fine, so I think you'll appreciate the pace of this game. I actually got a lucky shot. Gotta watch the corners. Oh. Now he's getting greedy. So this is our partner. So this game, I guess I could cover that. This game is primarily a single-player experience. Throughout the entire campaign, completely single-player. A little bit later, we'll talk about raid mode. But this is our partner, Parker. He's going to be following us. At certain points during the game, you'll actually get to play as him. But for the most part, you're going to be Jill. So here we have the ending cutscene to this little demo here. We finally gotten the key, be able to free our partner Chris. We've been searching for so mercilessly.
Chris? What is this?
Oh, great. Shit! It's a trap!
So Chris was not actually Chris. Chris was a dummy. Again, just kind of setting up what I mentioned before. We do have this terrorist group called Veltro. They know all about the BSA, the FBC, and everything gets tied up into a giant conspiracy, and you'll see right here, as we sort of allude to the main game. So, more to come, obviously. Resident Evil Revelations.
Miss Valentine.
Cool.